Good morning, children. After a long time, we have a chance to converse with each other. So, let me take a lesson in 10th standard science. That is, from botany we are taking the first lesson. That is plant physiology and plant anatomy. There are many divisions in the science, Already you have studied in the lower classes. That is taxonomy, anatomy, morphology, cytology, genetics, etc. So, in this we have to study about plant anatomy. What's the meaning of anatomy? That is the internal structure of the plant. See, everybody can observe the plants. We can say that the parts, what are the parts of the plants means, you can say root, stem and leaves. Apart from that, internal structure is different. It has many parts. So, in this lesson, we have to see detail about what are the parts it consists of, what are the functions of it. And secondly, we have to see what is physiology. Physiology is a vital function of the plants. So, how our organs are doing every function the same like plants parts also doing each and everyone is doing a function. So, that we have to see in the detail in this lesson. So, we have studied in the lower classes. Let me recall that all the living things are made up of cells. Cell is a basic unit of living thing. So, what is the basic unit of living thing? Cell. Cell is the basic unit of living thing. Without cell, there is no life. So, if the living thing is made up of one cell, it is unicellular animal. If it is made up of many cells, multicellular animal. So, cells of the same kind join together and make tissues. So, this lesson we have to study about tissues only. There are two kinds of tissues. One is meristematic tissue, other one is permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue only we can see in the starting, that is supporting the growth of the plant. After that, in the younger stage only you can see the meristematic tissue. After that, permanent tissue is permanent till the plant dies. So, whatever the height of the plant may be, everything what you are pouring, that water, minerals, everything transferred to plant through some organs, that we have to study in detail. So, there are two kinds of tissues. I said, what are the two kinds of tissues? Meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue is temporary, only for the growth of the plant, it supports the growth of the plant. Permanent tissue remains still long. So, further we can divide the tissues into ground tissue, epithelial tissue, and then vascular tissue. Let us see the first one, epithelial tissue, that is outside. Otherwise, we can say as epidermis also. This is the first part of the tissue, epidermis. It's made up of single layer. Next to the epidermis, we can see the ground tissue. The ground tissue consists of parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. They are the permanent cells. The next comes to vascular tissue. It is how the blood circulation to us, the same like circulatory system for the human beings and animals, the same like for the plant's vascular system. It consists of xylem and phloem. Xylem conducts water and mineral. Phloem conducts food particles of the plant, that is minerals of the plant. Let us see in the detail by using our book. So, important points and all you have to underline. So, what is the function of the tissue? They are the same kind of tissue or same kind of cells joined together and make a tissue. There are three kinds of tissue system I said, that is epidermal system, ground tissue system and vascular system. In the epidermal system, we can see only two parts, that is, there is no root hairs, the smaller growths and all you can see in this, root hairs and stomata. So, root hairs are made up of only one cell. The stomata are the tiny openings which helps in transpiration. So, what is transpiration? Excess of water in the plants. They are transpired due to the atmosphere through the cells of the plant. That is known as what? Stomata. Stomata transpire the excess of water from the plant. That's why even the heavy rains and even summer season the plants cannot be decayed. This is because of stomata. This can see the outer part of the plant. So, what are the function of the epidermis? That is mainly to protect the plant as well as prevention of water loss. Due to respiratory transpiration, the water loss is prevented by stomata. So next one we have to say ground tissue. It consists of 3 cells I said, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma is the simple cell. It is regular shape like this. Suppose this is a cell. This is the epidermis. This is parenchyma like this. This is the parenchyma cell, living cell it is. Then collenchyma, the same like only. So the gaps are there, the gaps are thickened like this. This is known as what? Collenchyma. And sclerenchyma, this is matured cell. It has double walled. These are primary cells. This is matured one. So it has double wall. It gives a strong strength to the plants. This is sclerenchyma. Totally 3 kinds of cells I said. Tissues. That is parenchyma without any spaces. And collenchyma space is there. The space is thickened by the vessel. And last one is what? Sclerenchyma. It is the otherwise it's known as dead cell also. It gives the support to the plant. And the ground tissue, then it helps in photosynthesis. The children, do you know what is photosynthesis? Let us recall. In the presence of sunlight, plants use chlorophyll and carbon dioxide making their own food. That is starch. This is known as what? Photosynthesis. Because next to the thing that is parenchyma, collenchyma, they are supporting photosynthesis. Chloroplast is present in them. Then they store the food also. If the one of the cell is destroyed, other cell may be generated. That is known as what? Regeneration. Once the thing is decomposed or destroyed, that can be replaced again. That is known as regeneration. And support the plant and protection of the plant. So all the 3 tissues together, they help in photosynthesis, food storage, regeneration, support and protection. Finally, we come to vascular system. This is vascular tissues, we can say xylem as well as phloem. Xylem, transport of water and minerals. Phloem, transport of food. How the circulation of blood to the human being is important. The same like these vascular bundles are very important to that plant. Because of these vascular bundles only, because of xylem and phloem only, whatever the height of the plant, that all the thing, whatever we are giving to the soil that can be transported through the rooters, from the root it goes to all parts of the plant. This is not by any other organ because of xylem and phloem only. And then we have to see the important thing. There is xylem and phloem. They are arranged in a separate structure. We can refer from page number 175 what are the parts of the xylem and phloem. There are different kinds of vascular system. One is radial bundles. Other one is conjoined bundles. Third one is concentric bundles. So xylem and phloem, that is vascular system, it has 3. That is, one is radial, next one is conjoined, third one is concentric. Radial system, nothing else. That is xylem and phloem are arranged together, alternative. First part is xylem, means next layer is what? Phloem. Again xylem, phloem like that. Radially they are arranging. You can refer the pictures for this. Next one is conjoined bundles. That is here, there is no differentiation between the xylem and phloem. They are arranged together. First layer is xylem and second layer is what? Phloem like that. Then collateral, that is conjoined bundles, further it can divide into 2, collateral and bicollateral. Collateral, that is xylem in center, phloem in periphery, that is in the beginning. Xylem in center, phloem is in the first part of the thing. And bicollateral, that is opposite to that. Concentric bundles, that is we can see the cambium is a new part that is present in both xylem and phloem. So if you want any doubt in regarding this, you can see the structures. It's given in our book, page number 175 very clearly. So this is the basic structure of the plant. That is what all I said. Epidermis, outer layer of the cell. It's made up of only one row of cells. Next one is we can see the extra growth there, that is rooters, and stomata is present in that. Stomata helps in transpiration. Next to that we have to go for ground tissues, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. And finally we have to come for vascular system, that is xylem and phloem. So based on this only we can divide the parts of the plant, root, stem and leaf. There are 2 kinds of plants, that is monocotyledon and dicotyledon. This also we have studied from 6th standard onwards. Mono means 1, di means 2. Monocotyledon, only one cotyledon is there. When the plant started to grow, only one cotyledon present in that. From the one cotyledon the plant development, that is monocotyledon. Dicotyledon, it has 2 cotyledon. So example we want to see means we can see For monocotyledon, what I said, maybe monocotyledon we can see the example paddy. For dicotyledon we can see the example bean seed. So the growth starts from paddy from the single cotyledon only. So that is known as what? Monocotyledon. The next one is dicotyledon. There may be a 2-mark question. What are the differences between monocotyledon and dicotyledon? So you can say monocotyledon it has 1 cotyledon, dicotyledon it has 2 cotyledons. So mono it is fibrous root system, it has taproot system. It can be easily uprooted. This cannot be uprooted. Uprooted means what? Easily we can take out by our hand, but by using some other instruments only we can destroy the plant. So what are the difference between monocotyledon and dicotyledon? Let us recall again. It has 1 cotyledon, it has 2 cotyledon. It has fibrous root system, it has taproot system. It can be easily uprooted, it cannot be uprooted easily. Example, here paddy, there bean. Totally we can write the 4 points. By writing 2 points itself you can get 2 marks. If you are writing 4 points, it will support and you may be getting without, even though there is mistakes in the spellings, they won't cut the marks. So based on this we can see what are the differences between monocot stem, monocot, dicot stem, root and leaves. First let us see the root. Let us see the root. See the structures here. The same like only. Main thing is what? Epidermis. Next to epidermis, endodermis. Endodermis connects to pericycle. Next to cambium, then vascular bundles. So you can see all the things as it is. What are in the monocot, the same thing present in the dicot also. Only some other changes will be there. So let us see what are the parts there. From the root, dicot root we have to see first. Example I said already, bean or peanut also we can see. First one is epilemma, that is epidermis, outer layer. It consists of only 1 row of cells. There is no stomata, root, everything is absent. Next one is cortex. Cortex, this is outer cover. First one is epidermis, means next one is what? Cortex. The cortex is maybe made up of so many layers of cells together. Next to that, endodermis. Endodermis, it is the innermost internal part, by main part of the internal thing. This is innermost layer of the cortex. Here the cells are in the barrel shape and they are connected together by the thickened row. This is known as Casparian stripes. So this is one 2-mark question, underline the thing. What is Casparian stripes means you have to write. The cells are barrel shape, closely packed and show band-like thickenings on their lateral and inner tangential walls called Casparian strip. This is one 2-mark question. So next one is still, that is where the vascular bundles are there. That is xylem and phloem. And the last one is pith, that is dead cell. There is no use. Because of the dead cell, there is no use to the plant. The same like how the structure of dicot root, we have seen the same like we have to see monocot also. They say what are the parts present in that? The same parts you can see there also. The same like epilemma, cortex, endodermis, stele, pericycle, vascular tissues, everything as it is. So what are the differences between dicot and monocot? We can say the example. The difference is given in page number 177. That may be a 2-mark question. You don't depend on till the guide buys or something else. What are the questions important we say you have to go through. So tissues, we can divide them into tissues, dicot and monocot. So first we have to see cambium, that is in between the xylem and phloem. It is present in the dicot root, it is absent in the monocot root. So how many number of xylems present? This is dicot root tetra, that is 4 xylems. Tetra means 4. Mono 1, di 2, tri 3, tetra means 4. And monocot, poly. Poly means what? Many. And secondary growth, here present, there absent. The pith, I said no, dead cell. It is absent in the dicot root, it is present in the monocot root. And the connective tissue, conjugative tissue means what? Connective tissue. It is present in parenchyma. It is present in dicot root, that is made up of parenchyma cell. Example what I said, bean. It is present in maize. The cell is sclerenchyma.